I'm going to be talking about what options are, what's a call, what's a put, how to execute an order, how to actually trade options. So here's the definition of what an option is. In finance, an option is a contract which conveys its owner, the holder, the right but not the obligation to buy or sell an underlying asset or instrument at a specified strike price prior to or on a specified date, depending on the form of the option. If that sounds confusing to you, don't worry. I'm going to give you an example. An option gives you the right to buy 100 shares of a stock. Options give you this crazy leverage that you would otherwise not have. For example, if you buy 100 shares of Microsoft, that's going to cost you $22,200. Now, on the other hand, if you buy one contract of Microsoft, it's going to cost you $445. Yes, it gives you the ability to make more money with a smaller portfolio, but in return, you're taking on that much more risk due to this leverage. You're getting really 100 shares of the company you're buying for a fraction of what it would normally cost. Although I encourage you to see what works for you. Again, there's no cookie cutter formula you can follow. See if you like options. So my bread and butter is option swing trading. I'm able to identify these setups within a larger trend, and I trade these trends, these patterns with option contracts. All right, let's talk about calls versus puts. What's a call? What's a put? Because you're either going to be buying a call or you're going to be buying a put. Now, a call means you think the price of the stock or the underlying asset is going to be going up. Quick side note, you can buy options for a bunch of different stuff. I'm talking about stock options. This lesson is to do with stock options. So call, you think it's going to go up. A put is the opposite. So you think the price of the stock or the underlying asset is going to go down. So a call is bullish. You think the price is going to go up. And a put is bearish. You think the price is going to go down. So this screenshot is an options chain. Now this is TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform, the platform I use to trade. Now, it's going to vary. I'm going to talk about this later, but it will vary on what brokerage you're using, on what platform you're using to place your trades. So it might look a little different. I know Robinhood looks different, but I will show you an example of that later on in this video. In this next lesson, I'm going to go over these different columns and I'm going to show you how you actually buy an option. But there's a couple more things you're going to need to know before you make your first options trade. And that is in the money, ITM, versus out of the money, OTM. I'll show you what in the money and out of the money looks like on Robinhood's platform and TD Ameritrade's platform. And I'm sorry if you have another platform that's not one of those, but there's dozens and I just don't have time to cover every single one. I'm using Microsoft as an example. As you can see, the current price is $222.50. That is this share price right here. Now, this is a call. So if I'm going to be buying a call in the money, that means I want to be buying an options contract. Now, that's what these are. So in the money is going to be anything below $222.50. So any of these contracts, the $220 contract, the $217.5, or the $215. These are all in the money. Okay, so what is an out of the money call? Now that is going to be anything the opposite direction, anything above the in the monies, which is going to be anything above $222.50. These are going to be out of the money. The 225, the 227.5, the 230. Okay, so that's going to be if you want to buy a call. That's in the money, that's out of the money. So that's for buying calls, but what if we want to buy a put? Again, a put, you think the price is going to go down. So an in the money contract for a put is going to be on this side. It's going to be anything above the 222.50. And then anything below the 222.50 is out of the money. So in the money, out of the money. And then if we hop back over to the screenshot of Thinkorswim, the left side is going to be calls and the right side is going to be puts. As you can see, put and then call. The contracts in blue are going to be in the money and that's a call. So these are in the money for calls. And this bottom section right here is going to be out of the money. Right now, all you have to focus on is the middle column. We've got the strike price right here. And then we've got the expiration date. The contracts in blue are going to be in the money, and that's a call. So these are in the money for calls. And then this bottom section right here is going to be out of the money. Just the opposite on the other side, puts, these are going to be in the money, and then these are going to be out of the money. All right, let's talk about the options format and how you actually read an option. So it's going to be displayed like this. There's going to be the stock, so Microsoft, the strike price, whatever price you think it's going to be, whether it's a call or a put, and then the expiration date. For example, the Microsoft $235 calls expiring on January 29th, 2021. This pretty much means that you think Microsoft will be at or above $235 on the 29th of January. Okay, so that is the very basics of options. What are options, calls versus puts, how you actually read an option, how it's formatted, and then in the money versus out of the money. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hop in TD Ameritrade and show you exactly how to buy an option. I did wanna quickly interrupt this video to mention that I do have seats still open inside my mentorship. If you guys are interested, I will put a link in the description below. Now, what you'll have access to is the ability to follow along and copy my trades. I'll send you my entries, I'll send you my exits. Well, at the same time, every day, I'm gonna be on a live video call. I'm gonna be sharing my screen and I'm gonna be walking you through the trades that I take from entry to exit. So you'll not only be able to follow along and copy myself if you so desire, but you'll also be able to learn what I'm doing in this current market to continue finding success. Again, the link will be in the description below. All right, let's dive into how you actually go about buying these options. Even though it might look different on your brokerage platform, everything still applies. So I'm going to go into the option chain and we've got right here our expiration dates. This might look kind of overwhelming. I just want you to focus on a couple of things. In the middle, right here, we've got our expiration date. These are the January 22nd calls. As you can see, I picked right here. And then on the right, we've got our strike price. For example, $220, $222.5, $225. On the left side, these are calls. And then on the right side, these are puts. So the market's closed, so these numbers aren't going to be changing at all. It makes it kind of easier actually to talk about it if the prices aren't constantly changing. Last is the last price someone paid for the contract. The bid and the ask, these are the price of the options contract. And then we've got on the other side the same thing, but again, this is for puts. All right, so how do we actually know what the value of these options contracts are? If we look under the ask and the bid, we can see that there's some prices. This contract isn't $26, it's $2,620. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. That's just how options work. So the options contract value has nothing to do with the actual price of the stock. This option costs $705. All right, and then we've got the in the money and out of the money for calls, and then for puts, in the money, out of the money. For example, say I think Microsoft is going to go up to $230. Now you're probably thinking, oh, I'll just go buy the $230 call, which would be $3 or $300. But what I always do, and I know I mentioned it briefly, is buy in the money. Now, options trading is one of the most risky things I think you can do when it comes to trading in the market. It's very risky, again, due to the leverage you get, and your contracts can lose value very quickly if you're not careful. When I started options trading, I would buy out of the money, far out of the money because they were cheaper, and I was trading with a smaller account, and I would buy a very close expiration date. Again, it was cheaper and I didn't know what I was doing. I found out that was a really bad idea. I was actually on my way to work and I was looking down at my phone, and this is when I had just gotten into options. I looked down at my phone and instead of seeing, positive whatever, it was like negative, I think 90% on my new options contract I had just purchased the day before. So that was a bit of a shock to me to see how fast you could go and lose all of that money. That was the kind of turning point where I'm like, well, I need to educate myself. I need to actually learn how these options work. I saw how fast you could lose 90% of your money in just a couple of minutes. So that got me really curious. Well, if I could lose 90% of that money I had put on that contract, could I also make 90% of that contract's value, within a couple minutes when the market opened? I still made the same mistake several times, and it really took me a couple months to understand how this worked. So I'm going to try to explain it as simple and as straightforward as possible. The value of an in the money contract is going to be exponentially more than the value of an out of the money contract. That is because you're betting on the price going up just that much more. So the value is not there at the moment, but it could potentially be there in the future. That's why buying an out of the money call, you're able to make a lot more money, but they're also cheaper. So it's riskier, but it's also more rewarding. My goal with this course is to not just show you exactly what to do. I want to give you some tips from my experience and what I've learned. Now, what I learned was if I'm going to put so much risk up front when I buy these contracts because it's options, I'm leveraging my money so much more than just buying a normal share. I have to do everything in my power to minimize that risk and minimize the chances of myself losing money in case things went the wrong way, like they did that first morning when I opened my phone and looked at my portfolio. And yes, it's going to cost a bit more to buy an in the money call with a further out expiration date. Two things: you buy an in the money call and you buy a further out expiration date. I'm going to get into why the expiration date is important, and that has to do with the Greeks, specifically theta. Now, don't worry about that. I'll talk about it in the next lesson. Just know that you want to choose an expiration date that's more than 2 weeks out. I personally always buy contracts at least a month out. And besides the Greeks, this will just give you enough time in case it does go the wrong direction and you lose a good majority of that contract's value. It'll give you that much more time for the stock to turn around and to gain the value of that contract back. So today is the 2nd, and say I think Microsoft is going to get up to $230. I'm either going to pick the 29th of January or the 5th of February for the expiration date. So Microsoft is currently at $222. This would be the $230 call. Currently, it costs $5.15. I'm going to be looking at something further in the money. I like to go 1 to 2 contracts in the money in case the price pulls back a little in the near term. I'm going to keep most of that value. So I'm going to go with the $215 call for $12.95. I'm going to click buy. Now we're going to get the opportunity to buy this actual contract. And right now it's automatically going to set it to a market order. Now, market order is going to fill you at pretty much the worst price possible. You're going to end up paying a lot more than you should. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to limit. Now, this is very important. Change it to limit order. I don't want to pay $12.95. I'm going to head down here. So I'm going to choose somewhere in the middle between $12.55 and $12.95. So by doing that, I'm going to get filled $20 lower on this contract. Now, if you were buying 5, well, that would have been $100 you would have just wasted if you had missed this little step. Now, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get filled at this price that you're asking to get filled at, and you could even try getting filled lower. I recommend going somewhere in the middle, finding a happy medium. And then once you've done that, all you have to do is hit confirm and send. That is how you buy an options contract. Very straightforward. Same thing applies if you're going to buy a put. It's going to be even easier if you're using Robinhood, and on every brokerage, you still will have the ability to place a limit order, and I highly recommend you do that. So everything I just went over, the same thing applies to the other side, which would be puts. All right, let's move on to the next lesson within the Options 101 segment. If you've made it this far in the video, I know you want to take trading seriously. So what I want to do is I want to give you a 15% off discount code for my mentorship group. Now, the discount code is right here on screen. So all you have to do is click the link in the description below, head over to my mentorship group website, apply that discount code, and that will give you access to the mentorship group for 15% off. I hope to see you over there, and let's continue on with the free training. What is up, team? How's it going? In this lesson, I'm going to be talking about options, specifically Greeks. Now, what are Greeks? How do they work? And how are they going to affect how you're able to make or lose money on that option? Before we get into that, I just want to go over the bid and the ask again. So the bid is what buyers are willing to pay for the option contract, and the ask is what sellers want to sell the contract at. So in between $12.10 and $12.95, that is the spread. Now, this is a pretty large spread. So when you're trying to get filled, you see the little slider right here. You want to choose somewhere in between that price. So maybe somewhere like 820. So it just depends. And again, these are in the money calls, out of the money calls, in the money puts, and out of the money puts. All right, I'm going to use this contract for the example. We've got Delta, Gamma, Theta, and Vega. So Delta is 61 cents, so $61. So think about it like this. If Microsoft moves up $1, this $11.25 contract is going to go up by 61 cents. Same thing applies to these contracts, except Delta is now 65 cents. So every time Microsoft goes up $1, these contracts are going to increase by 65 cents. Again, this applies to all brokerages. You just might have to figure out where the Greeks are actually listed depending on which brokerage you're using. All right, I just want to make sure you guys fully understand Delta before we move on. So if the current price of the contract is $12.95, we're going to do $12.95. And if Microsoft moves up $1, we're going to add 0.65. All right, so $65 to the contract, 0.65. So $13.06. That's how much the contract is going to be worth if Microsoft moves up $1. Gamma is not as important, but it follows, or it's almost connected to Delta. Now the second dollar move, if Microsoft moves up another dollar, it's going to add gamma. So gamma right now is 2 cents. All right, let's use this contract as an example. So it currently costs $12.95. So the first dollar move is going to add 65 cents onto these contracts. The second dollar move is going to add another 65 cents. Okay, but this is where gamma comes in, plus 2 cents. So plus 0.2. So now the contract's going to be worth $14.27. I'll give you another example. If we look at the $9.85 contract, it's going to be $9.85 plus, let's look at delta. So $9.85 and delta is 56 cents. So plus 0.56 plus another 0.56, right? So that's going to be the second dollar move is going to be gamma plus 0.2. So now these contracts are going to be worth $10.99 on the second dollar move. I hope I simplified delta and gamma enough. I know that can be pretty confusing, but let's move on to theta. Now, theta is the most important, in my opinion, out of all the Greeks. So every day it's going to cost you a certain amount to hold that option. So if we look under theta and we're going to look at the $12.95 again, for the $12.95, every day that you hold this contract, it is going to cost you 11 cents. Okay, so $11 every day to just hold. This is not really going to happen, but if for some reason Microsoft opened up the next morning at $222.42 and it did not go up at all, you're going to lose $11 of the value of that contract. But if Microsoft goes up, it's going to equal out and you're going to end up either breaking even or you're going to make money, depending on how much Microsoft goes up. But if the stock goes down, you're still going to be paying theta and you're also going to be losing whatever value that contract lost due to the decrease in stock price. So going back to earlier when I said I always choose options contracts with a further out expiration date, well, this mainly has to do with theta. Okay, if I look at a closer expiration date, let's look at the January 8th calls. So for these calls, theta is going to cost 23 cents. I've seen theta be as much as $300 to hold it overnight. So again, it comes down to risk management, managing your risk. When you're playing options, you're not going to choose a close expiration date. You're going to choose something a month or so out. So it's not going to cost you so much to hold these contracts each day. Also, if the stock does not go in your favor, it's going to give you more time for it to get back to that price. So if the value of your contract goes down because the stock goes down, well, you've got more time to hold that contract and wait for the value to go back up. While at the same time, it's not costing you much to hold it every day. So minimizing risk as you're playing options, that's the smartest thing to do if you're going to play one of the riskiest games in the market. And the last and final Greek is going to be Vega. All right, so Vega is something you're not going to have to really pay much attention to. It's just the implied volatility. So Vega is going to be affected by fundamentals like news. If an article comes out about the stock, that is going to affect Vega. But otherwise, Vega, you're not really going to have to focus on it that much. That's everything you're going to need to know. I wish you all the best of luck trading options. Don't forget to do your part in managing risk. Spend a little more money to buy further out expiration dates and further in the money calls. All right, team, that is it for this lesson. I will see you in the next one.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm actually posting daily on the YouTube channel here, so you can tune in every single day. You can see how my trading and progress is going. Smash a like if you did take away any value. And again, the link is in the description below to my mentorship group.